every word you say, every sound you play, and save this day. They are watching you.
My name's Ed Snowden. I'm 29 years old. I work for Booz Allen Hamilton as an infrastructure analyst for NSA in Hawaii.
What are some of the positions that you held previously within the intelligence community?
I've been a systems engineer, systems administrator, senior advisor for the Central Intelligence Agency, solutions consultant, and a telecommunications information systems officer.
One of the things people are going to be most interested in trying to understand who you are and what you're thinking is there came some point in time when you crossed this line of thinking about being a whistleblower to making the choice to actually become a whistleblower.
A whistleblower is someone who exposes misconduct in an organization in the hope of stopping it. The government of the United States enacted the first whistleblower protection law in July of 1778.
About it, the more you're ignored, the more you're told it's not a problem, until eventually you realize that these things need to be determined by the public, not by somebody who is simply hired by the government.
Talk a little bit about how the American surveillance state actually functions. Does it target the actions of Americans?
NSA and the intelligence community in general is focused on getting intelligence wherever it can by any means possible that it believes on the grounds of sort of a self-certification that they serve the national interest. Originally, we saw that focus very narrowly tailored as foreign intelligence gathered overseas. Now, increasingly, we see that it's happening domestically. And to do that, the NSA specifically targets the communications of everyone. It ingests them by default. It collects them in its system, and it filters them, and it analyzes them, and it measures them, and it stores them for periods of time, simply because that's the easiest, most efficient, and most valuable way to achieve these ends.
Edward Snowden, whistleblower, traitor, hero, that is for a court to decide. His journey from NSA analyst in Hawaii to leaker of classified documents in Hong Kong to asylum seeker in Russia will forever change the path of his life and alter many decisions you make in yours. By leaking information to journalists at The Guardian, a news agency in the United Kingdom, Snowden provided evidence of wide-scale data collection, including phone records, internet records, email, and instant messaging. Governments in both the United States and European Union access data from communications companies. These companies included major private companies such as Google, Yahoo, Apple, and Microsoft. Details Snowden leaked included evidence of on-site equipment that has direct access to your data stored on their servers. Programs such as Prism and XKeyscore leverage technology and directly access servers of private internet providers such as Microsoft, Yahoo, Google, Facebook, Paltalk, AOL, YouTube, and Apple. Because much of the world's internet traffic passes through the United States, all communications directed through those servers are open to be scrutinized. If an NSA analyst who has been properly trained and granted appropriate security clearance has cause to be suspicious, they are able to use these tools and something as simple as an email address to track a personal internet movement. Your digital footprint just got a whole new layer of detail. Internet providers do have privacy policies. In the case of the NSA programs, though, national security trumps personal privacy. There are choices you can make about your internet use. Continuing to be mindful of digital citizenship and safe internet use. Create secure passwords. Do not share personal information. Surf using HTTPS sites. Be an educated user of the internet. Those steps are all still very valid. If you are concerned about your exposure on the internet, additional suggestions to protect your privacy include opting out of social media such as Facebook, Microsoft, or Google. Create an alternate identity for all digital communications and use a proxy or VPN, which will obscure your physical location. These steps are inconvenient, but protect your privacy. The most important choice you can make is to stay informed. Follow the news on this subject. Data collected in your personal communications today have the potential to be stored and accessed somewhere in your future. Think about your last 10 texts. Would you want those made public? How about pictures shared under your private settings on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram? Finally, communicate with your elected officials. Let them know what you think and why. They are elected to serve you and uphold the Constitution of the United States. Even as we enter a world of digital communication our forefathers could not imagine. Makes you wonder what the forefathers knew when they enacted whistleblowing laws back in the late 1700s. Our government is only as strong as the citizens' desire to make sure the Constitution is upheld. Many fought and died to protect our freedoms. This issue, internet privacy, is a delicate balance between freedom and security. Make sure your voice is heard.